You feel it, don't you? That quiet hum of anxiety at the end of the day. Another day gone, a blur of notifications, emails, and tabs. You were busy, constantly in motion, but the one thing that truly matters, that big project, that core mission, it remains untouched. It's a silent, gnawing feeling of self-betrayal. This isn't about laziness. This is about a war being waged for your attention, and you've been fighting it unarmed. You feel like your ability to concentrate has been broken, stolen from you by a world designed to keep you scrolling, clicking, and reacting. You look at your potential and then at your results, and the gap between them feels like a canyon of regret. But what if that gap could be closed? What if the fog could lift, not by magic, but by design? This video is the code to rebuild your focus from the ground up. This is where you stop being a victim of distraction and start becoming the architect of your attention. The war for your mind is real, and today we give you the weapons to win it. So, if you are done with the shallow end of your potential and ready to dive deep, then commit to this training. This is your first step in reclaiming your mind. Subscribe. And let's begin the work of forging the man you were born to be. You sit down to work, full of intention. The mission is clear, but within minutes a fog descends. Your mind feels fractured, like a shattered mirror, unable to hold a single clear image. You mistake this for a personal failure, a defect in your character. A voice whispers that you've lost it, that your brain is somehow broken. This feeling of being broken is a lie. It's the first shot fired by the enemy in this war. You must understand with absolute clarity, your inability to focus is not a sign of laziness or a lack of discipline. It is a symptom of the environment you are operating in. An environment meticulously designed to hijack your attention for profit. You are a soldier fighting a war for your most valuable territory, your focus, and you have been fighting it completely unarmed. Every notification, every endless scroll, every quick check of your email is a calculated attack. They are engineered to trigger a dopamine response, making you an addict to the shallow and the immediate. This recognition is your first victory. It is not your fault, but it is now your responsibility. The diagnosis is not that you are weak, but that the enemy is sophisticated. But this enemy has a fatal flaw. It relies on your ignorance of its tactics. Once you see the battlefield for what it is, you can begin to strategize. And the fundamental promise is this: you can win this war. You will win this war. Focus is not a mystical gift bestowed upon a chosen few. It is a skill that can be brutally and effectively trained. It is an environment that can be ruthlessly engineered to serve your mission. This is not a self-help talk. This is your first briefing. We are going to expose the enemy's tactics, one by one. We will arm you with counter-strategies. We will transform you from a target of distraction into a commander of your own mind. The fight is on. You are not broken. You are a warrior who was simply unaware of the battle raging around him. Now you see it. You feel the truth of it in your bones. The anger you feel is righteous. It is the fuel we will use to build your new reality. Let's anchor this new understanding, this feeling of clarity. This isn't just a mental shift. It's a declaration of sovereignty. You are taking back control of your mental real estate. You are evicting the squatters of distraction from your mind. The war is invisible, but your victory will be tangible. It will be the completed projects. The peace of mind, the deep satisfaction of a day spent on what truly matters. It will be the man you see in the mirror, knowing he is in command. Now we move from diagnosis to strategy. The first step in any war is to understand what you're fighting for, to understand the true cost of defeat. Let's quantify the price you've been paying for these constant interruptions. You think the cost of distraction is just lost time, a few minutes here, a few there, but this is a profound miscalculation. The true price is not measured in minutes, but in depth. It's the slow death of your potential, not by a single blow, but by 1,000 tiny interruptions. Imagine your mind is an ocean. Your greatest ideas, your most meaningful work, your deepest insights, they all live in the crushing, silent depths. But you never get there. You are forced to live in the frantic, noisy, shallow water near the shore. Every notification is a wave that throws you back to the sand. This is the life of shallow work. You spend your days splashing in the ankle-deep water of reacting to emails, answering messages, and clicking on headlines. You feel busy. You might even feel productive. But this is a dangerous illusion. It is the progresso phantasma, ghost progress. You are moving, but you are not advancing. Your most important missions, the ones that could change your life and define your legacy, are gathering dust. They are starving for your attention, for just one uninterrupted hour of your deep, focused energy. The pain you feel is the quiet scream of your own unfulfilled potential. It's the loss of peace. A mind that is constantly switching tasks is a mind that is perpetually stressed. It never gets the satisfaction of completion. It exists in a state of agitated anxiety, always looking for the next hit of novel information, the next small, insignificant task to complete. This is not just about work. This erodes your soul. It prevents you from being present with your family, from reading a book deeply, from having a single, coherent thought without reaching for your phone. It robs you of the very substance of a well-lived life. So let's be brutally honest about the cost. The cost is the quality of your work. The cost is your peace of mind. The cost is the respect you have for yourself. It is the slow, painful erosion of the man you know you could be. You must feel the weight of this truth. You must let it radicalize you against the trivial. This isn't a problem to be managed. This is a cancer to be eradicated, the constant low-grade anxiety you live with is a signal. It's your soul telling you that you were made for the depths, not the shallows. Now we stop calculating the cost of defeat and start architecting the strategy for victory. We will reframe your most valuable asset. We will transform your attention from a passive resource that is stolen to an active weapon that you will learn to aim with lethal precision. This is the turning point, the moment you decide that the price of distraction is too high and the prize of focus is worth any price. Your potential is waiting for you in the deep water. It is time to learn how to swim. For too long, you've seen your attention as something passive, a fragile resource that gets stolen or hijacked. This is a victim's mindset, and it ends now. Today, we perform the most critical resignificio of this entire war. Your attention is not a resource. It is a weapon. It is the most powerful, high-precision weapon in your entire arsenal. When you focus it, you can create, solve, and build anything. When it is unfocused, it sprays energy in every direction, achieving nothing. You have been living your life like a soldier firing a machine gun randomly into the jungle. The master of focus operates differently. He is not a machine gunner. He is a sniper, an iterator d'elite. He understands the fundamental principle: one shot, one kill. He chooses a single high-value target, and he concentrates all his energy, all his being, on that one point until the mission is complete. This is the principle of the sniper de foco. Multitasking is a myth propagated by the ineffective. The true path to massive output is monotasking. One target, one mission, one block of time. All of your power concentrated like a laser beam. This is more than a technique. This is an identity shift. You are not a distracted person. That is a label you will now discard like a worn-out uniform. From this moment forward, you are a comandante. Da Tenno. You are the one who decides where your power flows. Now let's make this real. Look at your to-do list. It's a battlefield of competing targets. The old you would try to hit them all at once. The new you, the sniper, chooses one, the most important one, the one that, if completed, would make everything else easier. That is your target for today. Your mission is to change your self-concept. When the urge to check your phone arises, you don't say, "I need to focus." You say, "That is not my target." When an email notification pops up, you say, "That is not my target." You are the commander. You give the orders. Now let's seal this new identity. This is not just something you're learning. It's who you are becoming. Let's install the code. I want you to participate in this. Stop what you're doing, breathe in, and repeat these words out loud with the conviction of a man taking command. Repeat. Now, I am the commander of my attention. I direct my power. I choose my target. Feel the shift. That is the feeling of control. It's the first step in transforming from a passive target, constantly being hit by incoming distractions, to an elite operator who decides where and when to engage. Your attention is your weapon. It is time to learn how to use it. A sniper is only as good as his position. He does not take a shot from the middle of a chaotic marketplace. He finds high ground. He controls his environment. You cannot win a war for your mind while operating deep in enemy territory. So our first tactical move is to build a fortress. We call this a bolha de foco. This is your first, most critical line of defense. It's about making focus the path of least resistance. You will not rely on willpower alone. Willpower is a finite resource that drains quickly. Instead, you will rely on intelligent design. Your first action is to secure your digital territory. This is the Modo Manj protocol. For your block of deep work, you will be ruthless. Turn off your phone and put it in another room. If you can't, turn off every notification. No banners, no sounds, no badges, nothing. Close every tab on your computer that is not essential to the single mission you are working on. Every open tab is a potential leak in your bubble. Use website and app blockers if you must. Create a digital space so clean, so sterile, that the only option left is to work on your chosen target. Next, you fortify your physical territory. This is your fortaleza. Your desk is not a storage unit. It is your command center. Clear it of everything except the tools required for your current mission. A clean space promotes a clear mind. The clutter around you is a physical manifestation of the clutter within you. Signal to the world that you are at war. Put on noise-canceling headphones, even if you're not listening to music. It's a universal symbol for do not disturb. If you work in an office or at home with others, communicate your protocol. Between AM and AM, I am in my focus bubble. I cannot be reached. This isn't about being rude. It's about respecting your own mission enough to ask others to do the same. You teach people how to treat you by what you tolerate. Stop tolerating interruptions during your most important work. This is the easiest, fastest victory you will have. In this war, controlling your environment is simple, but its impact is profound. You are removing the external triggers that are designed to pull you out of the depths. You are taking away the enemy's primary weapons. Remember the sniper. He prepares his position meticulously before he even thinks about the shot. He eliminates variables. He creates an environment of absolute control. That is what you are doing now. You are not just hoping for focus. You are engineering the conditions for it. Your mission is simple. Before your next block of deep work, spend 5 minutes building your bubble. Fortify your digital space. Secure your physical space. This small ritual will have a disproportionate impact on your ability to concentrate. This is your first act as an architect of focus. You've built your fortress. Now you need a plan of attack for the day. Most men operate with a to-do list. It's a passive, hopeful document. It's a list of things you wish you had time for. This is why most important tasks on that list are perpetually rolled over to the next day, and the next. We are discarding the to-do list. It is a tool for the reactive. You are a commander. You do not wish for time. You command it. The tool for this is called time blocking, and it is the art of intentionality. It is how you move from a defensive posture to an offensive one. Instead of a list of tasks, you look at your calendar, the grid of your day. You will now treat this calendar not as a record of meetings, but as your plan of battle. You will allocate specific blocks of time for your most important missions. These are your deep work blocks. If your most important task is write the business plan, you do not just put that on a list. You look at your calendar and you carve out a block. Tuesday, 9 o'clock a.m., 11:30 a.m., write section 1 of business plan. You give your mission a time and a place to live in your reality. This is a radical resignificio. A task without a time block is a dream. A task with a time block is a plan. Your calendar becomes the ultimate arbiter of your day. The new rule is simple and absolute. If it's not on the calendar, it doesn't exist. It doesn't get done. This puts you back in the commander's seat. You are no longer reacting to the incoming demands of the day. You are proactively deciding what matters, and you are building your day around those priorities. You tell your time where to go instead of wondering where it went. This changes your entire relationship with your work. You move from a state of I hope I get time for this to a state of I have made time for this. This is a declaration of power. It says that your priorities are more important than the random, incoming chaos of the world. Think of Henry Ford. He didn't just hope a car would get built. He designed an assembly line, a system where every minute and every station had a specific defined purpose. Your calendar is your personal assembly line for productivity. You are designing a system for your own success. So your next action is clear. At the end of today or first thing tomorrow morning, open your calendar. Look at your most important mission and create a non-negotiable 2-hour block of time to work on it. This is your first appointment with deep work. Protect it like you would a meeting with your most important client, because it is. This is how you move from being a slave to time to becoming its master. You don't find time for what's important. You make it. You command it. And by commanding your time, you command your life. You've built the fortress and you have a plan of battle. But now comes the internal work, because even in a perfect environment, your mind, unaccustomed to focus, will try to escape. It will seek distraction out of habit. This is because your attention is a muscle. For years, you have trained this muscle for weakness. Every time you switch tasks, every time you indulge in an endless scroll, you are doing a rep for distraction. You have inadvertently conditioned your mind to have the attention span of a goldfish. Its natural state is atrophy. But just like any muscle, your focus can be strengthened. It can be forged through progressive, intentional training. It will be painful at first, just like the first day back in the gym. Your mind will scream for the cheap dopamine of distraction. You must treat this as the burn of a muscle being built. Your training tool is the cesso di traino de foco. The method is simple. You will start with small, manageable sessions of pure, uninterrupted concentration. The Pomodoro technique is an excellent starting point. 25 minutes of intense work on your single target, followed by a 5-minute break. During these 25 minutes, your commitment is absolute. No email, no phone, no other websites, just you and the mission. If your mind wanders, and it will, you gently but firmly bring it back to the task. Each time you bring it back, you are doing one more repetition. You are strengthening the muscle. This is the superpower of the modern age. In an economy built on knowledge, the man who can concentrate for extended periods, who can dive deep while others are splashing in the shallows, is the man who will command his future. He will produce work of such quality and depth that he becomes irreplaceable. Think of Thomas Edison. He wasn't just a man of ideas. He was a man of monumental, obsessive focus. He would lock himself in his lab for hours, sometimes days, pushing through thousands of failures on a single problem. He had trained his muscle of attention to an almost superhuman degree. That is the standard. Your action is to begin your training regimen today. Start with what you can handle. 4 sessions of 25 minutes. That's it. It is not the duration that matters at first, but the consistency and the quality of the effort. You are building a new neural pathway. You are teaching your brain how to focus again. This is not a hack. This is a training discipline. Every session you complete is a victory. Every time you resist the urge to switch tasks, you are laying down another fiber in your muscle of attention. You are no longer letting it atrophy. You are forging it into a weapon of immense power. There is a pervasive myth in our culture that has poisoned the minds of millions, the myth of multitasking. It's a lie that masquerades as a badge of honor. I'm a great multitasker, people say, as if they are announcing a superpower. The reality is, they are announcing their own inefficiency. Let's be brutally clear. Your brain does not multitask. It cannot focus on 2 cognitive tasks at once. What it does is called task switching. It rapidly, frantically shifts your attention from one thing to another. And this switching comes at a tremendous cost. Every time you switch, your brain pays a cognitive tax. It takes time and energy to disengage from the first task and load the context of the second. Then it takes even more time to switch back. This process is exhausting. It drains your mental energy and dramatically increases the likelihood of errors. Imagine a Malabarista mental. He's trying to keep 5 balls in the air at once. It looks impressive, it looks busy, but he can't give proper attention to any single ball. His focus is divided, his energy is scattered, and eventually, inevitably, the balls will fall. This is what you do when you multitask. You think you are being more productive, but you are engineering your own failure. A study by Stanford University found that heavy multitaskers were actually worse at everything. They were worse at filtering out irrelevant information, worse at managing their working memory, and worse at switching tasks efficiently. This myth is an enemy of deep work. It is an enemy of quality. It is an enemy of flow. It is the signature move of the amateur. The master, the professional, understands the power of monotasking. One mission at a time, executed with absolute, undivided attention. Now you must make a conscious commitment. You will abandon the myth. You will embrace the path of the monotasker. This is a declaration of your commitment to excellence over the appearance of being busy. You will trade the frantic energy of the machine gunner for the calm precision of the sniper. Let's install this commitment as a core command in your operating system. The lie of multitasking has run its course. It's time for the truth of single-pointed focus. Stop now and declare this with me. Internalize it. Make it your new code. Repeat this command. I do one thing at a time. I finish WHAT I start. My focus is undivided. Feel the simplicity. Feel the power. This isn't about doing less. It's about getting more done at a higher level of quality by honoring the way your brain is actually designed to work. The myth is dead. Long live the monotask. We live in a world with a deep-seated horror. A horror of the void. Every spare moment in a line, in an elevator, waiting for a coffee is immediately filled with the digital pacifier. We have become terrified of being alone with our own thoughts. We are terrified of boredom. This is a catastrophic error. You have been taught that boredom is the enemy, an uncomfortable state to be avoided at all costs. The truth is that boredom is not the enemy. It is the fertile ground where your best ideas are born. It is the space your mind needs to process, connect, and create. When you are constantly consuming information, your brain has no time to consolidate what it has learned. It has no space to make novel connections between different ideas. It's like constantly eating without ever giving your body time to digest. You become mentally bloated and intellectually malnourished. The greatest thinkers in history understood this. They scheduled time for idleness, long walks without a podcast, hours spent just staring out a window. They knew that these moments of doing nothing were actually when their subconscious mind was doing its most profound work. The apple fell on Newton's head when he was sitting idly, not when he was frantically multitasking. You must begin to see boredom not as a void, but as a space for creation. It is a necessary part of the cycle of deep work. Intense focus must be balanced with intentional rest. A mind that is always on is a mind that is burning out. Your action is to intentionally schedule momentos D. This will feel unnatural at first. Your mind will scream for a distraction. Your hand will twitch towards your phone. This is withdrawal. You must push through it. Take a 5-minute walk today with no phone, no music, no podcast. Just you, your thoughts, and the world around you. When you're waiting in line, resist the urge to pull out your phone. Just stand there. Be present. Let your mind wander. This practice is a form of mental decluttering. It allows your brain to sort through the information it has absorbed, to connect disparate dots, and to recover from the constant onslaught of stimuli. Paradoxically, embracing boredom will dramatically improve your ability to focus when it matters. You are not just a machine for execution. You are a biological organism that requires rhythm. A rhythm of stress and recovery, of focus and unfocus, of noise and silence. By fearing boredom, you have denied yourself half of this essential cycle. Reclaim it, reclaim the void, make space for your mind to breathe. In that silence, you will find the clarity, the creativity, and the peace that you have been so desperately seeking in the noise. The power is in the pause. Your primary source of distraction is not external. It's in your pocket. Your devices, your phone, your tablet, your computer have been masterfully engineered to be slot machines for your attention, but you have been treating them as a neutral tool. It is time to change your relationship with technology from servant to master. The philosophy for this is minimalismo digital. This is not about abandoning technology. It is about using it with ruthless intentionality. It's about deciding what job you want a tool to do, and then eliminating everything else that the tool tries to do to you. Your first action is to perform a disintoxicao digital. Pick up your phone, look at every single app on it, ask a single brutal question for each one. Does this tool significantly support something I deeply value? If the answer is a hesitant maybe or a no, delete it. Without mercy, social media apps, news apps, games that you scroll through out of habit, they are parasites on your attention. They provide little value and consume immense amounts of your most precious resource. You are not losing anything by deleting them. You are gaining back your mind. Next, you will redesign your digital environment. Your phone's home screen should be a toolbox, not a playground. Move all remaining apps off the home screen and into a single folder, the only things on your home screen should be utility apps with a clear function, like maps or your calendar. Make it as boring as possible. Turn off all notifications except for those from actual human beings who need you. No app needs to notify you of anything, ever. You decide when you engage with an app. It does not decide for you, this single act. will reclaim hundreds of moments of your attention every single day. During your deep work blocks, the rule is absolute. The phone goes into another room, out of sight, out of mind. The mere presence of your phone on your desk, even if it's turned off, has been shown to reduce your available cognitive capacity. It is a symbol of infinite distraction. Remove it from your fortress. Think of it like this. A master craftsman has a workshop. Every tool has its place. He uses a specific tool for a specific job, and then he puts it away. He is the master of his tools. They do not dictate his day. You will now treat your digital tools with the same professional respect. This is about moving from unconscious consumption to intentional use. It's about transforming your relationship with technology from one of addiction to one of command. You are the master. The tool is the servant. Never let this relationship be inverted again. Your mind is not a trash can for the random inputs of the digital world. It is a temple. It is a command center. And from this day forward, you will guard its gates with the ferocity of a warrior protecting his king. You can build the most impenetrable fortress of focus, but if you don't know why you are in the fortress, your mind will still find a way to escape. A lack of focus is often a symptom of a deeper issue, a lack of clarity of purpose. It is easy to get distracted when you don't have a compelling reason to stay on task. Your purpose, is the ultimate filter for distraction. When you are connected to a mission that is deeply meaningful to you, that purpose acts like a powerful magnet, pulling your attention in the right direction. It doesn't just push distractions away. It makes them irrelevant. A weak why requires immense willpower to maintain focus. A strong why creates its own gravity. It makes the hard work feel meaningful. It makes the sacrifices feel like investments. It silences the siren song of cheap dopamine because you are pursuing something of far greater value. This is why men with a burning, all-consuming purpose, men like Lincoln fighting to save a nation, or the Wright brothers obsessed with flight, could endure unimaginable hardship and maintain a singular focus. Their why was so large it burned away everything else. They didn't need to fight distraction. Their purpose annihilated it. So, you must connect your daily actions to your deepest purpose. Before you begin a block of deep work, you will perform a test. You will take 30 seconds to ask and answer this question. Why am I doing this? What larger mission does this single task serve? Are you just writing a report? Or are you building the credibility that will earn you the promotion to better provide for your family? Are you just going to the gym? Or are you forging the physical and mental discipline required to be a leader? Connect the mundane task to the ultimate mission. This simple ritual changes everything. It infuses the task with meaning. It reminds your subconscious mind what is at stake. It transforms a chore into a calling, and a man on a calling is not easily distracted. Your action is to define your why. What is the grand purpose you are serving? What is the legacy you want to build? Write it down, put it somewhere you can see it every day, and before every work session, reconnect with it. Let it be the North Star that guides your attention. When your why is clear, your how becomes easy. When the purpose is strong, the focus becomes automatic. The noise of the world cannot compete with the clear, powerful signal of a man who knows exactly where he is going. This is the ultimate source of fuel for your focus. It's not a trick or a hack. It is the core engine of human achievement. Find your purpose, anchor your focus to it, and watch as the world of distractions simply fades into the background. You've blocked out the time. You have a clear purpose. But you sit down at your desk, and your mind feels like mud. You have the time to focus, but you lack the raw mental energy to do it. This is the missing piece of the puzzle for so many men. You have been taught to manage your time, but you have neglected to manage your energy. And high-quality focus is one of the most energy-intensive tasks your brain can perform. A tired mind does not seek challenge. It seeks comfort. It seeks the easy, cheap dopamine of distraction. You must see your body as the power plant for your mind. Your ability to produce high-quality work is directly tied to your physical state. Cuidar do seu corpo is not a separate activity from your work. It is the absolute foundation of it. The three pillars of your energy are non-negotiable: sleep, nutrition, and exercise. You cannot cheat these systems and expect your brain to perform at an elite level. It is a biological impossibility. To treat these as luxuries is to sabotage your own mission. Sleep is your master tool for mental recovery and consolidation. When you consistently get less than 7-8 hours of quality sleep, You are operating with a cognitive impairment equivalent to being drunk. You wouldn't show up to your most important work drunk. Stop showing up sleep deprived. Nutrition is the fuel for your brain. A diet high in processed foods and sugar creates inflammation and energy crashes, sending your brain searching for the quick fix of distraction. A diet of real whole foods provides the stable, long-lasting energy required for sustained concentration. You are what you eat. Your focus is what you eat. Exercise is the catalyst. It increases blood flow to the brain, releases chemicals that promote the growth of new neural connections, and is the single most effective way to manage stress. A walk in nature is not procrastination. It is a strategic tool for enhancing your cognitive function. This is a profound resignificio. You must stop seeing health and work as competing priorities. They are part of the same system. A healthy body is not a vanity project. It is a strategic asset for any man who wants to perform at the peak of his abilities. Your action is to choose one of these three pillars and make a small incremental improvement this week. Just one. Commit to a consistent bedtime. Add one serving of green vegetables to your lunch. Take a 20-minute walk during your break. This isn't about a radical overhaul overnight. It's about recognizing that you are a holistic system. Your mind, your body, and your performance are inextricably linked. Treat your health as the strategic foundation it is, and you will unlock levels of focus and energy you didn't know you possessed. You know the pain of a slow start. You sit down to work, and the first 20, maybe 30 minutes are lost to warming up. You check a few things, move some papers around, and struggle to finally engage with the task at hand. This friction is a massive drain on your momentum and energy. Elite performers don't leave this to chance. They don't wait for inspiration to strike. They create it. They engineer their entry into the state of flow using a ritual diignio, a pre-focus ritual. This is a short, consistent sequence of actions that signals to the brain, it is time to go deep. This works because your brain is a pattern-matching machine. When you perform the same sequence of actions every time before a block of deep work, you are creating a conditioned reflex. The ritual becomes a trigger that automatically shifts your mind into a state of concentration. This automates the process of getting started. It removes the need for willpower. You don't have to decide to focus. Your body and mind already know what's coming. The ritual does the heavy lifting for you, smoothly guiding you down the ramp and into the state of flow. Your ritual should be simple, short to -5 minutes, and involve a sequence of physical actions. The goal is to create a clear demarcation between not working and working. It's like a pilot going through his pre-flight checklist. It's a professional process. Your mission is to design your own ritual. It can be anything, but here is a template. 1. Clear your desk. 2. Pour a glass of water. 3. Close your office door. 4. Put on your noise-canceling headphones. 5. Open the single document you will be working on. 6. Take 3 deep breaths. That's it. The specific steps are less important than their consistency. Whatever you choose, you must perform the exact same sequence every single time you begin a deep work session. This is how you hardwire the trigger into your nervous system. This small, simple practice is a game changer. It eliminates the friction of starting. It gives you a reliable method for entering your most productive state on demand. It is the difference between an amateur who waits for the mood to strike and a professional who creates his own mood. So, define your ritual right now. Write down the 3 to 5 steps you will take, and before your very next work block, execute it. Don't think about it, just follow the steps. This is you taking control of your own mental state. This is how you build momentum. This is how you make focus a habit, not a struggle. You are no longer at the mercy of your internal state. You are its architect. You are its commander. We have covered tactics, strategies, and protocols, but the final, most important transformation is not in what you do, but in who you become. This entire process is about forging a new identity. You must stop seeing yourself as a distracted person trying to focus. You are no longer that person. Through this training, through these actions, you are becoming a constructor, a builder, an architect, a creator. You are a man who understands that his most sacred duty is to bring ideas from the world of the unseen into the world of the real, and this requires one thing above all: protected, sanctified focus. A builder values his focus because he knows it is the raw material of his creation. Every moment of deep, uninterrupted work is a brick he lays in the foundation of his legacy. Every moment given away to a meaningless distraction is a brick stolen from his construction site. This is the final mindset. You don't just manage distractions, you despise them. You see them for what they are, thieves in the night, trying to dismantle the cathedral you are building. You guard your time and attention with the ferocity of a man protecting his life's work, because that is exactly what it is. This identity shift informs every choice. When faced with a decision, you don't ask, "What do I feel like doing?" You ask, "What would the builder do?" Would he scroll through social media, or would he lay another brick? Would he react to an email, or would he execute his plan? This is the culmination of your training. The tools we've discussed, the focus bubble, the time blocking, the attention muscle, are simply the methods the builder uses to do his work. They are the means to an end. The end is the act of creation. The end is the fulfillment of your potential. This is your new identity, forged in discipline and anchored in purpose. It is who you are now. You are not a consumer. You are not a reactor. You are a builder. Now, for the last time in this training, let's seal this new identity with a declaration of power. This is the code that will guide you from this day forward. Stand up if you can, breathe deep into your core, and declare this truth to the world, to yourself, and to God. Repeat with absolute conviction. I am a builder. My focus is sacred. I build my legacy, one brick at a time. This is who you are. Live by this code every single day. The choice is yours in every moment. Will you let others steal your bricks, or will you build your empire? Your training for today is complete, but your mission has just begun. This is not a video you watch once. This is a code you install daily. It is a weapon you must keep sharp. Your mission is not to remember these ideas, but to live them until they become your automatic reality. So here is your final command. This video is now your morning ritual. Before you let the noise of the world in, you will come back here. You will reconnect with your identity as a builder. You will reinstall this code every morning until focus is no longer a struggle, but your default state. To seal your commitment to this new identity, go to the comments now and write this declaration. I am a builder. And finally, you are not alone in this war. There is another man in your life who is fighting this same battle, drowning in the shallows of distraction. Your final act of leadership today is to recruit him. Share this video with one man you know who needs to hear this code. You are the commander of your mind. You are the architect of your focus. You are a builder. Now go and build.